All right. We are live. We're live. It's Friday. Friday. I shouldn't sing that. I'm sorry. Okay. It's September 27th. We'll give it a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few moments to let it connect with the other people that might be viewing. I should be going live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And I will say this, I am early. I am an hour and a half early. So I apologize. I never run early either, like ever. I am not that early person. Hey Peggy, thanks for joining. I am early. I know I told my Patreon and Facebook supporters that I was gonna have to come on and do the stream earlier this Friday because I've got an event for my kids that is like right during my stream. So I contemplated whether doing it or not. But I want to be consistent. I'm trying to work on consistency. Hey, Catherine, my sister's son. Hi. I'm early. So yeah. I should do some kind of like, I don't know. I need to work on the introduction to this stream. I've noticed that some like podcasters and vloggers, they do like a countdown. So maybe I could do like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go live. So it's like a big thing. I just kind of come on. I'm like, hi. And there's this awkward moment at the beginning. It's like, hey guys. So, anyways, lots going on, lots to discuss. Long Island, New Yorkers. I got my New Yorkers on here every time. Hello, Vidi Aliaso. Aliaso. That must be Italian. I love that. I love Italy. I do. I could live there. I could. I love it. I love it so much. Did you see Elon met with the Prime Minister of Italy this last week? They look like they enjoyed each other. I mean, I don't want to start rumors. And Elon said nothing is going on, but they just look like they enjoy each other's company, which is a good thing. So, Illinois, what's up? Jeffrey, hey. Okay, we've got Brett. Good morning. I already said good morning to Catherine. Hello, Catherine. My sister's on here. One of my sisters. I've got 3 sisters and 3 brothers. I'm one of 7. So, anyways, big family. Okay, so lots to discuss. First of all, I'm not going to go into deepness on this, but Kamala, gosh, every time. Kamala, it's like a comma. Kamala. Kamala is visiting the border. She decided to, got 30 something days till the election. She decided to, make her way down there and to see what destruction she has caused. And I find it awesome that the Border Patrol, let me give you guys this statement that they put out. The Border Patrol Union put out a statement, and they said after years of not just ignoring the problem, but helping create it, Vice President Kamala Harris is finally headed down to the border. This is nothing more than for her to check the box. But what it is in reality is a slap in the face towards the men and women that put their lives on the line every day, and also a slap in the face to the American public. Where has she been? And that is Art Del Cuto, VP of the National Border Council. So you can tell the Border Patrol's not that much of a fan of Kamala. They have caused absolute destruction. And if you vote for Kamala, then you're voting for an open border. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. And you're voting for the fundamental transformation, complete change to our society. That's what you're asking for. And it's funny because I follow 9 News on my Twitter, because 9 News is a big news station here in Colorado. And they were always trying to put out the flame, nothing, they're Venezuelan gangs, and Aurora, what are you talking about? You guys are crazy. All of this, like trying to downplay it. And this morning they put out a statement saying that, I'll tell you, they said, Where is it? I got it this morning. I just went crazy on Twitter. I started commenting on everything. Aurora police arrest Venezuelan gang member on outstanding warrants. This is their headline. And I'm thinking, but we were told, and we've been told repeatedly, that there's no Venezuelan gang members in Aurora. But here we have the Aurora police arresting Venezuelan gang members. They're lying to you. That's what they do. That's what these mainstream media news outlets do to you. They gaslight you. This is not happening. And they'll do the same. Watch this. They'll do the same with the pets. No pets are being eaten. Cats aren't disappearing. You're crazy. And then just give it 6 months. Give it 6 months, you guys, and it'll be, yes, people will be giving their testimonies about how their pets disappeared and how they realized that they were eaten. I mean, it's just a matter of time. So it's a matter of time whether people realize, hey, wait a minute, maybe I'm not being told the truth here. Maybe they're not telling me what's really happening. But they do. They eventually do. It just takes months to years later. Like we see the truth with all this COVID stuff. And we were being gaslit repeatedly over and over and over again during the entire pandemic. And then eventually later, it's like, oh, yeah, that is happening, or that was happening, or that was true. Or, yeah, the 6 feet distance thing, we just pulled that out of the sky. We don't know. Masks, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they don't either. But during the time, it was like, oh my gosh, we're lied to. And we're being lied to now. We're being lied to now. And we're not getting the full story. We're not hearing what's really happening anywhere. And it's just very, it's telling that Kamala, and that also says something to me, because you'd only go down to the border and make a big show of it if you were kind of trailing right now, right? Because if the process is working, if what you've been doing is completely ignoring the open border, acting like it's not happening and everything's fine, and you've done a great job with it, then you wouldn't go down there. You wouldn't go down there right now. So I know the polls are saying they're neck and neck right now. I think that it's neck and neck so that some shenanigans can take place on election day and post-election day. I really want to believe that the American people are not this dumb. Like I said earlier, and I'll say this every time until the election, it's an IQ test. And it's the question of, do you love this country more than you hate Trump? And if you love this country more than you hate Trump, then you got to vote for Trump. You just got to. Because if you don't, then you're voting for an open border. You're voting for higher inflation. You're voting for more economic collapse. You're voting for it all. I mean, you've got a preview. You've got 3.5 years to judge off it. And you're like, yeah, I want more. Like, give me more of this. Then that's, you're slower. You're slower than the rest. And I can't help you. So she's making her way down, and the Border Patrol is not that happy about it. Neither would I be. I'd be like, we've been dealing with this for 3.5 years. And bad people have come in. I mean, like I said, it's just a matter of time before again, IQ test. You have to be an idiot to think only good people, like only people that really love this country have come across the southern border. Like only the good guys. No bad guys have come across. Nobody bad, only good people. You have to be an idiot. You have to be an absolute idiot to believe that. So bad people are now in the country. Are they connecting? Are they talking to each other? Are they planning something? I don't know. But I mean, and she did this. She was the border czar. She wasn't the border czar, Rachel. She wasn't, she was tapped as the border czar. Like, I've got so many headlines, articles with mentioning her as the border czar that they're like, now, like, oh, well, no, we didn't say that. Yeah, you did. So, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. And then we've got someone on here. You're a racist. Yeah. That's what they do. If you notice how the left does this. Like, if you don't want an open border, then you're xenophobic. If you believe in voter ID, then you're a racist. Like, they immediately try to peg you and put a label on you to get you to stop talking. And I just would encourage every one of you, don't stop talking. Let them call you whatever they want to call you. I don't even care at this point. You can call me anything you want to call me. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't think people have understand. I've been doing this for over a decade, okay? I have been called everything. There's nothing that you could call me at this point that I haven't been called. I've been death threat. I've had to call the police. It's okay. Nothing new. So nothing you're gonna say is gonna be like, oh no, I guess I'll just be quiet. I guess I just won't speak the truth. I'll just be quiet because I don't want you to call me names. Go ahead. That's where I'm at. And I hope everyone else has just had enough. Like, I'm done with the labels. You know what's racist is thinking that one particular group of people is not intelligent enough to know how to get an ID. That's racist. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. I'm fired up this morning, I guess. It's the coffee. Okay, Trump is meeting with Zelensky after Zelensky met with the bunch of leftist Democrats, and they're giving him more money. This is the thing. You can't have war unless you fund war, right? Like you can't have it. Like you have to have people that are like, we're going to give you as much money as you need to kill more people. Like that's what we're going to do. And so the more we fund this, the more we're bringing it to a huge crescendo. like we're doing it. Instead of, hey, let's get together, let's meet, let's negotiate, let's find a solution to this. The more we fund this, the bigger it gets. It's like a cookie monster, right? The more cookies you give it, the bigger it's just we're creating a monster. And what we should do is negotiate some kind of peace deal. And that was originally done. I don't think people understand this. Like back before all of this happened, before Putin started invading Ukraine, they wanted to negotiate a deal. Like there was a whole moment where they were going to negotiate, and the Biden administration told Zelensky not to negotiate. Okay. We have a military industrial complex. I don't know if people know this. People make tons of money off of war. Well, young people are sent to war to die. And we're funding this, and it needs to stop. No more money. We're not going to get no more money. We're going to negotiate a deal, and we're done funding this monster. And that's what they're doing. They want that. Look at the people that get rich off of war. And when, just tell me this, when have the progressive left become the party of war? Like, let me know that. When did you guys suddenly be like, yes, let's do this. We're all about the war. I mean, that's what you're voting for. You're voting for more war when you vote for Kamala. She is all in on the military industrial complex. Look at the people that get money from these big war industries that make all these weapons, and all. Look at the people that are getting rich off of it. Like this is not something conspiracy. This is like really happening. And you got to ask yourself, do I want this? And why would I want to put more money in these politicians' pockets while we have innocent people being killed for their gain? Like what? Why? To the lefties, why are you all about the war? I don't get it. Like, when did this happen? You're now the party of war. Are you aware of that? Do you know that? Because somebody needs to let you know, and I'm here to let you know that's what you're now about. Like, that's your party's platform. Like, what? It's weird. It's so weird. Like, I'm like, what? And also, like, a lot of these lefties, like the whole Democrat Party is like completely transformed. Like, you guys went from being like anti-war, anti-big corporations, big pharma, to being like pro-war, pro-big pharma. Like, I don't get it. And I mean, are you aware of it? Like, that's what you're championing. Like, what? Yeah, true. Anyways, okay. And yeah, so Biden went on The View this week, just to recap the week for you, because that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Okay, recap the week. Biden went on The View, and we got Sunny Houston just giving her thoughts, and watch this.
That his legacy will be etched in the history books as Washington, as someone who put that ego aside and put his country first.
He also so decent.
That's definitely his legacy.
She just compared Biden to Washington. Like, The guy's got like below a 40% approval rating. We don't even know where he is right now. He's probably on a beach somewhere. And Sonny Houston comparing Biden, okay, the big guy. And that, just give it time. More of that's going to come out too at some point. It'll be like, what? The guy that profited off of his VP slot for years while he was VP for Obama, and kept our border open during his presidency, is being compared to Washington, George Washington, our founding father. Like, if you don't realize that you are just being completely manipulated by watching the mainstream media, like, they think you're stupid. They think you're an absolute idiot. And if you sit there and you nod your head thinking, yes, Joe Biden is just like George Washington, they're like twins, they're like totally the same, then, I mean, you're lost. You're lost. We'll pray for you. We'll pray for you as well. Comparing him to, I can't even with you that. Okay. And then Whoopi Goldberg comes on and she compares Trump to a bug. And then we've got Biden smacking the bug. Let's see if we can find this one. Oh, here we go. There's this one.
Wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. So you felt.
Oh, that is so clever. That is so clever. They pretended like he was a bug, and then Biden like slapped him like he was killing the bug. And they're not the ones that are instigating hateful rhetoric, right? Like, they're not. They would never. I mean, we've had 2 attempted assassinations on President Trump, and then, oh, let's just smack him. Let's just smack these people. Party of tolerance, absolute haters. That's what they are. The whole movement, the whole Kamala movement is fueled on hate. You could, most Kamala supporters, you talk to them, why are you voting for Kamala? Like, what? Because they hate Trump. I hate Trump. Can't stand Trump. I hate him. Hate him so much. They have Trump derangement syndrome. They hate him. They hate him so much. I was told a story, and I don't even know if I should share this, but of someone I know, and she was with someone else, and this person saw Trump on the cover of a magazine and just lost it. Like they're triggered by the very sight of him. Like, that's Trump derangement syndrome. They have it. Like, it's for real. And they're fueled by hate. So I want to say this. If you are fueled by hate, nothing good comes from hate. Like, if you're voting for Kamala because you hate Trump, you're being motivated by hate, and hate never has a good outcome. Like, ever. You have no idea what you're ushering in when you vote on hate. And that's just a warning to a lot of people that are being motivated by hate, because that's it. And the hateful rhetoric that is coming from the left about Trump should tell you so much, because it's not operating from a good place. And hate doesn't come from God, right? If you have hate in your heart for anybody, that's not from God. Okay. You should never, ever, ever operate in hate or have hate. In fact, I'll tell you this, when I play a leftist, I have to have some kind of quality. And I learned this from doing comedy and all improv and all that, and from my background and my past. You cannot rightfully play a character if you despise that character. Like, you can't. You have to be able to find some kind of, I'm not necessarily good, but something that you can grab a hold on of that makes it true. Because if you're just playing something that you hate, it comes across as inauthentic and it's unlikable, and there's no truth in it. Majority of people don't hate themselves. So you can't play someone if you hate them. So never operate from hate, ever. And that's for both sides. You just don't do it. You don't do it. But I will tell you, the Kamala Walz campaign is fueled on hate. And the people that are donating to that campaign, the people that are going to be voting for that campaign, have hate. The majority have hate. I would say the majority have hate for Trump. They're not voting on a policy. And if they are, then I have no, then I'm amazed at how many people in our country are Marxists. like then I'm like, wow, like you straight up are Marxist. Like you're all in for the communists. Like that's because those are the policies she's presenting. And so then you're either yesing on the communist Marxist policies or you are yesing on the hate for Trump. Like that's the two things. That's it. So, yeah, smack them like a bug. What else we have here? Wait. SVP, there wasn't a single thing I did that could, and then Joe Biden, where is he? Do we have him here? I don't think I added it. Dang it. Let me see if I can add it really quick. Because Joe Biden, is this it? I think so. Here we go. Here.
President, there wasn't a single thing that I did that she couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to delegate her responsibility on everything from foreign policy to domestic policy.
Okay, so did you hear that? Let's play it one more time, because what he just says here is there wasn't anything that he did that she wasn't involved with. So it's very amusing to me that people are like, no, Kamala, she like had no power. Like she had nothing. Like it'll be nothing like it was under Biden because it's Kamala and it's different. But Biden says this.
And as vice president, there wasn't a single thing that I did that she couldn't do. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to delegate her responsibility on everything from foreign policy to domestic policy.
Okay. So he delegated her to foreign and domestic policy. So if you're happy with what's going on with foreign policy, Israel, Palestine, wars happening there, Russia invading Ukraine. Remember, Russia did not invade Ukraine under Trump. He waited for Biden and Harris. Like he waited patiently. He patiently waited for them. He was like, I'm not going to do it under Trump because I don't know what Trump's going to do. But I do know of the passivity and the military industrial complex that Biden and Harris love all about it. So I know that if I invade Ukraine while they're in charge, I'm good. I'm good. And he did. He invaded Ukraine when Biden and Harris were in charge, and they're still in charge. Okay, right? Technically, like I think they do. I think they are. I don't know. But that's what happened. So if you're happy with that, because he said that she was in charge of foreign policy and domestic policy, are you happy with what's happening here in our country, with the open border, with the inflation, with our economy? Are you pleased with it? Are you pleased? Because if you are, then definitely go for Kamala, because she's been, as Biden just said himself, she's been in charge. She's been delegated. She's been making the calls for the last 3.5 years. So if you want more of it, because it's so funny, because people are like, that's not her role. Like the vice president's role is just to like sit next to the president and go to parties. And I just, they're not like doing anything. No, they are. This is a glimpse. Again, it's an IQ test. If you want more of it, she's your girl. Okay. Okay. Things are heating up in the Middle East, as we can see, which is just insane to me, you guys. Like it's just getting more and more insane. And the concern is because we know that Hezbollah is being funded by Iran. Like that's what we like. So Iran is the head of the snake. They are funding it, and they are getting closer and closer to having a nuclear weapon. Okay, this should concern everybody, whether you're a lefty or a righty, because once you get nuclear weapons involved, it's game over. I mean, game over. So I don't know. I want somebody that's going to de-escalate. I want somebody that's like, you know what? Let's cool it down. Let's cool it down. Let's not keep funding this stuff. Let's back it up. Let's not keep blowing smoke onto these coals, because we're going to ignite something that we could never, ever take back. And I've got kids. Okay. I want a good future for them. World War III, not good. Oh, you're just operating in fear. No, I'm just looking at the policies that have been enacted, and I haven't seen any de-escalation, any trying to cool it down with Biden Harris in charge at all. At all. So it looks like Israel might be going into Lebanon. to go after Hamas. We got Hezbollah. It's heating up and it's concerning. And now we've got, and this is telling, guys. This is so telling. Top U.S. intelligence officials have briefed former President Trump on Tuesday about threats from Iran to assassinate him. A Trump campaign spokesperson said. President Trump was briefed earlier today by the Office of the Director of the National Intelligence regarding real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate him. Okay, again, IQ test. Why would Iran want to kill Trump? We know that Iran wants to wipe Israel off the face of this planet. We know that Iran wants to take over, Iran would love to take over the entire Middle East. Like, I mean, like, they would love it. They know that one party would try to stop that one president. One wouldn't. One wouldn't. One makes a lot of money off of war. One loves profiting off of war. Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of people. Yeah. And it could escalate. It could go on for years. You got young kids. It could be 20 years we're involved in this whole thing. Do you want your children being drafted into war? I mean, is that what you want? You guys are now the party of war. Is that like what you're, yes, go hoeing? Like, let's do this. I don't get it. And it says a lot. It says a lot to me. Iran wants to assassinate Trump. Like, that should say something to you. Why? I don't know. It's just okay. This is another one. This is really frustrating for me. So, Horowitz, he's the guy that's been looking into the DOJ's FBI involvement. He's the guy that's been running this whole kind of like an inspection, basically, on whether the DOJ, the FBI were involved in January 6th, right? So it just came out this week. The watchdog reported that on the U.S. Justice Department handling of the January 6th riot and the lead up to the incident likely won't be released. So this whole investigation the results of it won't be released publicly before the November election, of course, according to Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz. I doubt it would be done in time for the election, Horowitz said at a hearing on Wednesday conducted by the House Subcommittee of Weaponization of the Federal Government. Is it going to be done before the inauguration? Thomas Massey asked from Kentucky. This is certainly my hope, Horowitz. And why? Of course, you guys, why would the DOJ allow any kind of revelation to take place before the election? Now, if you're paying attention, and I have to be careful because I'm in YouTube and Facebook on here, but if you're paying attention, you know what happened on January 6th. You know what happened. And it has been stated, and I can say this because this is allowed to be said on these big tech, high censored platforms, that the FBI was on the ground during January 6th. There were people in the FBI that were there, that were in the crowd. Like, that has all been stated publicly. Now, what you have to ask yourself is how many were on the ground there? How many possibly escalated that to all happen? Now, remember, do you guys remember what was happening on January 6th? They were going to count the votes, right? They were going to have this whole thing, and then they were going to object to some of the certification of these votes. And if you're, I don't know, if you don't want that to happen, having some kind of insane riot take place to distract from that would be a pretty smart move. Be pretty smart move. And so you can slowly kind of trace it, but it came out that Trump repeatedly asked for National Guard. He asked for more security during that event. He was like, he goes, whatever we have to do, we need to have peace at this event, like repeatedly. But the media doesn't cover that. They made it look like Trump caused this, and they have been campaigning on it, and they have been pushing this narrative on the American people for 3.5 years. And I think it would be very telling, and we'll eventually find out. We'll eventually find out how many FBI agents were in the crowd. We'll eventually find out, were they breaking windows? Were they escalating the scene? What were they doing? What were they doing there? And if they were there, why didn't they calm the scene? Like, why didn't they de-escalate the scene? Like, why? You should ask that question. If you're at a parade and a huge, massive mob fight breaks out and you see police officers at your parade and you're watching these police officers just kind of stand there and not try to stop it, you would think maybe they want this massive fight to take place. Why would they want this massive fight to take place? It's just asking basic common sense questions. Yeah, somebody mentions Ray Epps on here. Ray Epps, another guy, supposedly an informant, telling people to go to the Capitol riot. We're gonna tear the place down. We're gonna really upping the ante. So many people are being played. That's what's amazing to me. Like, don't let yourself be played, man. Do not let the media play you. Don't let the media manipulate you. Like, outsmart them. Okay? They think they've got you. They think that they can control your mind. They think that they can make you think anything they want you to think. I mean, they look what they're doing. They took the most unliked presidential candidate in the history of our country and have created a saint out of her. And people are buying it. People are like, yes, Kamala, she's the one. She's the one. They're all manipulated. Blows my mind how many people buy this junk. Please tell me you're smarter. Please tell me you're smarter. Please tell me you see it. Please. Please, I need to know you see it. So the report's not coming out. How convenient, right? Because if we really knew what happened on January 6th, right before the election, it might change some people's minds. The people that are like, oh no, it's terrible. It was the worst moment since the Civil War. It was so bad. I mean, there are people that think that. They don't know who was in the crowd. They don't know what happened. They don't know any of it. I mean, these people, they don't know. They don't know. And it just might come out before the inauguration. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see. Okay. Anyways, Kamala Harris, and I said Kamala right this time. Yes. Kamala Harris interviews with MSNBC, and she basically says that she wants to give mass amnesty. Let's see if we can find this clip. Some of these clips look the same, so it's hard for me to decipher what she's saying in these specific clips, and I can't really label them. Which, if I was in charge of the software, I would be like, label this one. You know what it is, but I don't. So we're just gonna play the clip and then we'll comment on it next. Here, let's play this. Oh no, so she gets the softball question, right? You just got to look at the way that Trump is treated, JD Vance is treated, and then the way they treat Harris and Walz. It's like kid gloves with them. They're like, oh my gosh, what's your favorite color? And I should do this. I should do this as a satire. Because with them, it's like, what's your favorite food? What do you like to snack on when you're traveling? Tell us who's your favorite designer? And then for Trump, they're like, where were you on January 6th? Why didn't you ask for backup security? Why? You're a dictator. It's just, the difference is so clear. It's just, and people buy it. That's what's so sad to me. They're like, yeah, I do want to hear what Kamala's favorite snack is. That's so important. We need to know what she likes to snack on when she's traveling. And I hate Trump. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here she is on with, what is this lady's name? I should know this lady's name. Hold on. I made a comment on her. I commented to her on Twitter. She'll never see it. But what did I say? Let's get her name. Let's get her name so we can know who this propagandist is. Okay, we need to know who these people are. Stephanie Rule from MSNBC. She's a real hard-hitting journalist, you guys. So let's hear. What is this one? Here.
Fact check. Because your opponent
There is
almost
no little
every
job.
day. Okay,
There's no such thing as a little job.
Okay, fair. Because your opponent almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job.
It was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean, yes, but I did.
She did it all. She worked at McDonald's. She's from a middle-class family. You guys, like, that is just, she's from a middle-class family. I want to do that too. Like, just some random, you walking up to random people and being like, just so you guys know, I'm from a middle-class family. Like, I just want to, hi, I'm from a middle-class family. Like, I am, just so you guys, have I told you? And I'm not sure if I told you yet, but I'm from a middle-class family. Did you know? Because I'm not sure if I made that clear. Did you? Yes, I just want to let you guys know that I'm from a middle-class family. She's just like one of us. I got to do one on Walz too. We're getting to Walz in a second, you guys. But so that's the hard-hitting journalism. Like, those are the tough questions. Did you work at McDonald's? And then to Trump, it's like, why did you take classified documents? Ah! It's just, I mean, you can't see it. Like, I don't know how you can't see it, right? Hard-hitting journalist. Okay, what else does she say here? Yeah, just puff questions. Okay, here. This is another one. Did I already do this one?
Just a fact.
No, we already did this one. Oh my gosh, here's this one.
That are stressed, that feel that they're at capacity. Communities around the country that have legal immigration, many have said we're at capacity. And many feel like the government has said to them, well, adapt, sit down, be quiet. This is how it is. What would a Harris administration do for those communities who've taken in many, many legal immigrants but are at capacity?
Well, first of all, we do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill. That would have put 1,500 new border agents on the border to help those hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock. Would have put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and devastating communities. Would have put more resources into our ability to prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted. Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told him to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president, if the American people will have me, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law. And we need a comprehensive plan that includes what we need to do to fortify not only our border, but deal with the fact that we also need to create pathways for people to earn citizenship.
Okay, so okay, let's address a couple things. She wants a pathway to address citizenship. Do you know what that's mass amnesty is what she's saying here, okay? So you have to be an absolute idiot, again, to think, okay, this is what they did. They got into office. They got rid of Trump's stay in Mexico policy. They implemented catch and release, which Trump stopped, which is like if you're caught, you're just released into the country and you're told to come back for a certain specific date, right? To appear before a judge. They never do. Trump stopped that. He said, they're not coming back for these dates. We have to catch them and keep them. And then the border wall policy. So he had the border wall. We had the stay in Mexico. So if you were coming and declaring amnesty and saying, hey, listen, I'm a refugee. I'm scared. I'm coming here. You had to go to a port of entry and you had to stay at that embassy until you were cleared by the United States to enter. Okay. They got rid of all of these things that secured our borders and made it safer for Americans to know who was coming into the country, right? And because they did that, 11 to 20 million illegal immigrants flooded into our country, right? Then 3.5 years into this, okay, of just letting millions and millions and millions and millions of people flood into our country, they're like, hey, it's an election year. We need to come up with some kind of border bill, something that makes it look like we're trying to do something about this situation, because this could hit us hard when we head into full-blown election season. So they make up a puff bill, right? That's just a bunch of bull crap, to be honest with you, that has absolutely nothing in it that secures our border. Okay. Nothing for the border wall, nothing that says stay in Mexico policy, doesn't end catch and release, nothing. Nothing like that, right? Nothing is put on there that stops the flow. All that bill does, when you look through it, is it gives more money to process the people coming in, hires more border agents to just allow to process it, to get more people into the country. Nothing to secure the border. But do the American people know that? No, because the media is owned by the left. So the left says, yeah, they tried so hard. The leftist media tries, they say, oh, they tried so hard to put a bill, and it was the Republicans, it was Trump. It was Trump that tried to stop it. It's just horrible. It's his fault. That's what happened. Okay. That is what happened. Don't get played. People, do not be played by these people. Don't let them play you. That is what happened. Okay. So then after they do this, she goes around talking about how they tried to put a bill and Trump turned it down, and they did nothing to try to secure our border. Nothing. Okay. And now they're talking about giving amnesty to 11 to 20 million people. Okay. And if you look, where did they put these people? Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Ohio, Arizona. They put them all in purple states, swing states. Okay. Then they want to give these people amnesty so they can solidly turn these states blue. So then you now have a one-party rule for the rest of the next 100 years in this country. That's what they're doing. I mean, if we have to literally lay it out for the people that can't see it, that's what they've done. And they need to be stopped. And you stop them with your vote. You do not vote for these people. That's what they've done, you guys. And they're playing you like you're an absolute idiot. Oh my gosh. So yeah, puff piece, absolute puff piece. Then this lady, what did I say her name was? Let's go back to her. Stephanie Rule from MSNBC. Stephanie Rule. She's just a hard-hitting journalist. She thinks you're an idiot too. She kind of gets asked some things about, like, did you ask tough questions? This is what she says.
One could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay, because we are not talking about clear or direct issues.
The question about inflation and prices, this to me is
on there. People are like, Kamala, even in this MSNBC interview, she didn't really answer directly. She didn't make it clear. She still won't, because she's a Marxist communist, and you can't do that. You can't tell people, yeah, I'm all for eradicating the middle class, having the elite rule, and making everyone subject to the government so then we can control them. That's pretty much what communist, that's what I want. She can't say that, right? So she can't directly answer these questions. So even if she goes on MSNBC, she can't really answer the questions. Okay. So this lady comes to her defense, like, yeah, well, she might not have answered the questions directly, but we're not looking for answers. What did she say? Hold on. I gotta rewind this. What did she say again? Hold on. Let's watch this again.
And one could watch that and say, well, she didn't give a clear, direct answer. That's okay.
She didn't give a clear and direct answer. Now, I don't know anybody that's not looking for clear and direct answers at this point in the election. I don't know anyone that's like, don't answer it. We don't need to know. I'm just going to close my eyes and circle, and whoever went, I don't know who I don't know. I don't want to know what you stand for. I don't want to know. I feel like most people that are going to vote at this point would kind of like some clear and direct answers. but she thinks you're an idiot and you don't. Like, that should offend you. Like, that should offend you. She's voting for Kamala, but that should offend you. Like, that she doesn't think you deserve clear and direct answers. I think you do. I think you should know every single thing that the candidate you are voting for stands for. I think you should. She doesn't. I mean, that should insult you, right? I mean, shouldn't it? Whatever. Oh, okay. Oh, this is another one. Did you guys know this? I got to wrap this up pretty soon here, but 500,000 children were separated from the, 500,000 children separated. And the government can, hold on. The New York Post, sorry, this is just like what I'm spurring words out of my mouth and I'm not making sense here. So the New York Post put out an article this week that the Biden-Harris administration has lost track of more than 320,000 migrant children who crossed the border without parents, according to a shocking new report. Untold numbers of the children who were released into the U.S. To qualified sponsors are now at risk of sex trafficking, forced labor, and other forms of exploitation, a Homeland Security Inspector General's report released Monday said. You want more of this? You want more children trafficked, sold into sex slavery, child exploitation, forced labor? Is this what you want when you vote for Kamala? Because know that. I want you to know that. I want it to be so clear. When you circle Kamala's name, you're circling sex trafficking for children. You're circling forced labor and other forms of exploitation. You're circling it. You're voting for it. You're saying, yes, I want more of that. I want children missing. I want them sold into sex slavery. I'm voting for Kamala. That's what you're doing. As of May 2024, there are 291,000 migrant children who arrived in the U.S. as unaccompanied minors who were set free and never given a date to appear in immigration court, meaning there's no way to track their whereabouts. That is in addition to the 32,000 children that Immigration and Customs Enforcement authorities released into the U.S. and hearing dates, but then failed to show up in court. So that's in addition. There were 32,000 that failed to show up in court. So you've got 291, so that's 320,000 children. Yeah. I got no words, guys. And I can't imagine what these children are enduring right now. Like that, it literally makes me sick that they are somehow in incredible danger and being exploited and abused and harmed because of the Biden-Harris administration. And you're saying you want more of that when you vote for Kamala. Saying this is a moment here on earth. You got to stand before God and justify why you think that was okay. It's just sick. I can't think about it because it makes me, I just burst into tears, you guys. These children, it's just so wrong. Oh, okay. Where else am I? Where am I? I did number these and now I'm all mixed up. All right. Okay. Internal Facebook onboarding documents were used to train CDC employees on how to censor American public have been released due to part of litigation. So America First Legal has released additional documents from its litigation against the Center for Disease Control. These documents reveal the complete onboarding materials that Facebook used to train CDC employees on their government censorship portal aimed at blocking free speech related to COVID and vaccine misinformation. So many Americans recall the significant level of censorship by the Biden-Harris administration in 2021. Public health officials frequently revised their guidance, resulting in situations where repeating information that was considered true or a week prior could lead to account suspensions. The administration's efforts to manage rapidly changing information during the global pandemic highlighted the importance of the First Amendment. They just basically, I mean, if you guys were paying attention during that, it was so censored so heavily. Like, I would come on and do a live stream, but I could like barely say anything because the censorship was so strong that you couldn't question anything that we were being told. And it looks like the Biden-Harris administration was coordinating with Facebook and the CDC to censor Americans. And this is a violation of your First Amendment right. Like, I don't know how to, like, first of all, if it's a private company, I totally get that. Private company be like, we don't want you saying that on our platform. Like, you're not allowed to say that. Like, that's misinformation or that's disinformation and you can't talk like that. You can't say that. But it's totally different when you have the government coming in and telling a private organization to censor that person or to censor that person or to shut that person down, to not let them talk. That is a violation of your First Amendment right. And that is what the Biden-Harris administration did, according to more and more information that's coming out due to this litigation that the American First Legal is conducting. That should enrage you. Like, the government can't censor your speech. That is, thank God for our Constitution, because if we didn't have that, these people, we would be living in a complete, oh my gosh, it'd be Venezuela. It'd be China. You'd be getting locked up for saying anything against your government. And if you want that, then you vote for Kamala. If you want to be censored hard, you want to be, tell me what to say. Tell me what I can and cannot say, Kamala. Tell me. If you want that, then vote for her. She'll tell you what you can and cannot say. She would love to. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to wrap it up with this. But first, I really quick got to show, I'm going to do a little Tim Walz. I'm going to talk about Tim Walz for a second. But really quick, I want to show this promo for you guys. Redemption Shield, I do partner with them. They're awesome. They pretty much have all sorts of products that help mitigate the radiation that we experience just in our day-to-day lives. And I use their grounding sheets. They're awesome. But here's a quick promo for them, and then I'll be right back with the Tim Walz stuff.
Increasingly electronic world, your well-being is our mission. At Redemption Shield, we provide top-tier EMF protection and grounding products that offer optimum natural health benefits. Shield yourself from 5G RF microwave radiation with our pioneering solutions. Join the growing community who trust us for their safety and health alternatives. Visit redemptionshield.com, where protection meets peace of mind.
All right, you guys, and you can go there and get 10% off with the promo code MOM. Sorry, I was like trying to clear my throat during that. I don't know if you heard me. I was like, anyway, okay. Let's talk Tim Walz just really quick. We've got a Tim Walz, JD Vance debate happening this coming Tuesday. I am really looking forward to it. I think that JD Vance is just going to crush it. I think he is. He's going up against a guy that loves communist China. I've been there over 30 times. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I hope you tune in. And I hope a lot of the American people that could possibly be undecided. I don't know how you're undecided at this point, but I hope all the undecideds tune in for this one. But what? Okay. So, and I did post this earlier. Tim Walz met with Alex Soros, who is George Soros, who's like this. I mean, he is like a Dr. Evil, like literally trying to control the world. Very far leftist, wants to topple pretty much America. And he donates heavily to the Democrats, and he's involved in all of their stuff. And his son is now kind of taken over the family biz. And Tim Walz met with him just over this last week. I don't have the picture here, but I did post a picture of Tim Walz meeting with Alex Soros, and the body language says so much to me. You've got Tim Walz standing there kind of like humbly with his hands crossed, like almost like, tell me what to do. I will do it, master. And that says a lot to me. It says a lot to me. So, but they're trying to make good old Timmy just like Tampon Tim. Let's remember, this guy wanted to put tampons in boys' bathrooms. He wants to be vice president. And people are like, yes, yes, vote for him. I mean, come on. Like, what? Anyways, they're trying to make him come across as like this. They're trying to get the white guy vote, right? Like, that's what they really need. And that, thank God for white men. I just want to do a shout out to the white men out there. I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for you. You guys get ridiculed, you get stomped on, you are treated horribly in our society. You are put in last place constantly, and I apologize. It should never be this way. You have done great things for mankind, and we love you. I love you. And and not just white men, also any men. Okay, just so you guys know this. If just men voted, we would be a solid red country. Every state would be red. Okay, it would be fantastic. It's the white liberal women, okay, the progressive, the college educated, sorority sisters, the mom wine drinkers in the 11 a.m. in the morning. They're the ones that are turning our country blue. Okay, the suburban housewives, they're the ones. That's the voting bloc that is going blue, right? I mean, that are the ones. And there's the ones that we have to reach. I got to reach these ladies. I got to say, hey, wake up. But the Tim Walz pick was to go after the men, right? They needed this guy that looked like he's just like one of you, right? Like he's just like you guys. Like he's just this down home, country guy, Midwesterner. He loves football. He loves drinking a cold beer. He loves working with his hands. He's just like you guys. So you men should vote for him. Okay. They're just, again, like that should nauseate you that they're trying to target you in that way and trying to lure you. These white dudes for Harris. Like, stop. Thank God that they're not falling for it. Like men are like, no, dude, I'm not about Kamala and I'm not a communist. So can't vote for you. Sorry. And thank God for that. And hold fast. But here's a little thing that they throw at you, trying to lure you in, thinking that, hey, we'll really capture that middle American man that just likes to work with his hands. So they did this.
Right. This thing, old school carburetor. You can always tell something about somebody's maintenance when how clean their air filter is. Look, to be able to work on this thing, you got a manual. It shows you exactly what to do to fix things on this. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have a manual too. It's called Project 2025, and it's a way to stick it to the middle class.
See, okay, I can't even listen to him. So there he is. He's just like, he's working on a Scout that's probably, $100,000. like these things aren't cheap, and it's like a decked out Scout, like, fully remodeled, beautiful car. Okay, he's just like you. He's got his dog in the back. He's working with his hands. So I had to do this because we got to call it out every time we see it. I'm Tim Walz, and I'm just like you. I'm your average salt of the earth Midwesterner. I carry a wrench in one hand and a mallet in the other. I also like to wear camo and flannel, just like you. And just like you, I think that children should be taken away from their parents if their parents object to them transitioning. I'm just like you. And when I'm not holding a mallet and a wrench in my hand, I'm holding ketchup. Because just like you, I love ketchup. And just like you, I think we should put tampons in boys' bathrooms. You never know when that time of the month can sneak up on you. And it sneaks up on boys as well. As you can see, I'm a dog owner, just like you. Here, boy. I love him so much. And just like you, I've been to communist China over 30 times. I love communist China so much that I honeymoon there with my wife. I love communist China. I'm just like you. Oh, look at my hands. I've got grease on them because I've been working with my hands, just like you. Hey, neighbor! Hey, neighbor! Oh! And just like you, I say hey to my neighbors as well. I'm a gun owner, just like you. That's why I proposed an assault weapons ban in my state. And what is an assault weapon? That's for me to know and for you to never know. And I, too, am just like you because I have a wife that wanted to leave the windows open in 2020 so she could smell the smell of the burning tires as Minneapolis burned. Just like you. I'm just like, get over here! That's my dog again. I love him so much. Oh my gosh. So he's just like you guys. He's just like you. And that hopefully people see it. And that's what's so refreshing about Trump is he doesn't play like that. Like he is who he is. He's a successful businessman. He doesn't patronize. He doesn't try to, he's just who he is. It's very authentic, and you love him or hate him. But this, when they play to you, trying to get you and like, it's gross. It's gross to me and it's nauseating to me. I can't stand it. And when I was watching that just now, it reminded me of this, Tim Young. He's like a comedian on Twitter, but he posted this funny tweet and he said, Tim Walz and his wife are like that super nice, quirky couple that you meet in the middle of a post-apocalyptic film. And about 15 minutes into your conversation, you realize they eat people. It's so perfect. But it's like, that's exactly who they remind me of. Like, it's like, and I got to do her next. We got to do Tim Walz's wife next because she's a character as well. But these people are not just like you, okay? They've been to communist China over 30 times, right? Honeymooned there. They believe in taking your children away from you if you object to them chopping off their genitals. Okay, that's not your average American. Your average American does not believe in that. These people are radical leftists. They believe that boys can menstruate. That's radical leftism, you guys. And you got to call it out. No. You're nothing like us. You're nothing like us. You're a Marxist communist, and we want nothing to do with you. That's how you repel these people. Stop it. This is not mainstream. Okay? This is not mainstream, not having it here. It's time for Americans to wake up, to be like, no, we're not doing this anymore. Okay? We're going to protect children. Okay? We're going to protect our borders. No more sex trafficking of children. No more mutilation of children. We're done. We're done. See the door. Goodbye. I'm so over it. And he's just like you. I will agree with him on this one point, though. This one point. Where are we? This.
We can't afford 4 more years of this.
Yes, we cannot. Exactly. We cannot afford 4 more years of this. You guys, so vote correctly. Please vote correctly. Oh yeah, you should replay the video of him roughing up his son. Yes, I should. It's just all fake. All of it's fake. And I gotta call out the fake. It's so fake. It's so phony. I'm so done with it. Oh, it's gross. It's gross. And it's annoying to me because I like authenticity. I mean, most Americans do. Just be real. Just be you. And I'll either like you or I won't, but be you. I'm just working on my car. I work with my hands, but I also think that we should chop children up. Like, no, stop. Anyways, that's it for me. That's it. That's where we end. Thank you for joining me earlier than normal, you guys. Usually I go on in about 30 minutes, but I had to do it earlier today. I appreciate you guys. And I'm thankful for you. A shout out. I got to do a shout out to my Patreon supporters. I tell them, like, listen, in order for me to keep doing this, I have to grow my Patreon. I do. I have to. It justifies continuing to create the satire, continuing to do commentary. So a shout out to them. I also shout out to Facebook supporters on here that do support me. I'm thankful for you. You guys can support me on Patreon for $1, $2, $3 a month, whatever you can afford, but it continues the satire. And I think satire is so important because you can do stuff like that. You can go after the people that think they're untouchable and call them out. We need more of it, right? It's a way to target that middle of the road person that's like, I don't really see it, because most of you on here, you're fully engaged. You know what's going on. You're informed. You could see the lies. You could see the propaganda. You're not fooled. But a lot of these people, and a lot of people that do follow me on some of my sites, they're not. They come for the comedy. They come for the humor. I had somebody on here that's like that mentioned on my YouTube. They're like, I totally don't agree with you, but this is hilarious. Like, that was one of the comments I got, and I go, thank God they saw it, because it's planting a seed. That's what we're trying to do. We plant a seed, and someone else will then be able to water it, and then somebody else will be able to grow it. But if we can plant enough seeds, they're like, oh, that's funny. Like, so I guess I'll watch more. I have people on here that can't stand me, that follow me, they troll me, but they're watching, right? You cannot start to change your opinion or the way you think if you're not hearing the other side. And a way to reach the other side is through satire and parody and comedy, and I'm all about it. So if you can donate or give, it would be very much appreciated, because it allows me to keep doing this. So that's it for me. God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you're enjoying this this fall season. The colors are starting to change here, and I love it. I do love it. But I'm not ready for the freezing cold yet. So I'm like let's draw the fall season out really long. That's what I want. So, all right, you guys, that's it. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.